It's a great night, 52 degrees in Seattle, but the roof is extended and we are ready to rock and roll as the Mariners get ready to take on the Houston Astros in game 2 of a 3-game set. Taijuan Walker looking for his first win of the season. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crews. We come to you about the A in Safeco Field. Let's take a look at the Houston batting order that Taijuan will face here tonight.
For manager A.J. Hinch, leading off, it'll be HOU AT SEA, then Luis Valbuena leading the club in home runs with 5, including 2 in last night's ball game. And it's Springer, Gaddis, and Castro in the middle of the lineup. Gonzalez, Carter, Rasmus, and Marisnik, the center fielder, will round out the 9 for the Astros this evening. Taijuan Walker, it has been a struggle for him here in his first couple of outings, but take a look at what he did last year. A 2.61 ERA in 38 innings. He had 34 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 223 against Taijuan. And the defense for the Mariners brought to you by American Family Insurance. They have Ackley in left field, Jackson in center, Seth Smith out and right. Then it's Seager and Miller on the left side of the infield. Cano, the second baseman, Morrison at first, and Mike Zunino will do the catching. Taijuan, a couple starts. This will be his 3rd start of the year, and his last start against the Dodgers, it was a tough one. Take a look at it. 4 innings, pitched 6 hits, 5 earned runs. Needs to stay away from the walks. 4 walks in his last outing. He threw 76 pitches.
Saw Rick Waits coming in from the bullpen earlier, the pitching coach. I said, what's the word on Taijuan Walker tonight? He says, we want him to be over-aggressive. He's fired up, so you can always dial him back, but we want him to be over-aggressive. He kept saying that. Let's see what gives here tonight after fabulous spring, a shaky start to the regular season. First pitch up high to Jose Altuve, the reigning American League batting champion.
It's a good sign with the first fastball, 96 miles an hour.
And there for strikes, C.B. Buckner's got balls and strikes tonight. Lance Barrett at first, Dan Iasonia at second, and Dale Scott at third. Temperature down to 50 degrees right now. There's the 1-1 in there for strike. Center field for Austin Jackson. 1 away.
And a good sign, 4 fastballs. That last one topping out at 97 miles an hour. That's exactly what Rick Waits was talking about. In Taijuan's first outing, his fastball velocity was down. He was 91 to 93. He was much better with the Dodgers, just his command wasn't there. So it was good to see him working ahead with a good fastball here early in the ball game. He'll also mix in a curveball and a changeup.
There's Rick to the right of Chris Woodward, the first base coach, infield coach. Here's Luis Valbuena, 2008. He's with the Mariners. A cup of coffee. He has filled out since then. Last night he was on fire. 2 for 3, hit 2 home runs, drove in 3 runs. As I mentioned, 16 homers with Chicago, the Cubs last year. So I said, Luis, what is up with the home runs these days? I'm not a home run hitter. So I know swinging every pitch. So I have a good plan now when I go to the plate.
Good fastball at the top of the strike zone. If the Astros are going to swing at that pitch, there will be a lot of strikeouts in this one. The Astros will strike out. They've struggled offensively this year.
Here's the 1-2. Taijuan making his 5th start against Houston. He's got a 3-0 record at 2.91 ERA. A.J. Hinch, new manager. This one's slap foul. Hinch has got his team in first place after 13 games. Astros with a half-game lead on Oakland. 2 on the Angels, Mariners, and the Rangers. 2-2. That was the other thing. When I was talking to Taijuan the other day, I said, yo, hey, man, what's up? What's going on with you? He says, well, I got to get back to the fastball. I said, yeah, you're still young enough. And he was talking about how Verlander had been up around 99, 100. Felix was way up there. He says, I still have it. I said, yeah, you're still a pup. It's a great weapon for you. Keep using it. Walks Valbuena. Up next, George Springer.
I'll take it a step further. I thought one of the biggest reasons why he had the success that he had in spring training and at the end of last year is also throwing that fastball inside. And I think you have to keep the hitters honest. His secondary pitches are plus pitches too. He has a really good curveball. His changeup is much improved. But you have to pitch inside.
Absolutely. George Springer. Line drive coming to get it as Jackson up the plate on the hop, keeps it in front of him. Base hit. Springer now 2 for 4 against Walker. His first hit was a home run.
Take a look at this fastball. This one at 94 miles an hour, middle in.
First and second here. Jackson keeps it in front of him. Nice job. Brings up Evan Gattis, the Dallas strongman. 1 for 4 yesterday's game. In there for a strike, 1-1.
One of the other things that we saw quite a bit of in spring training was Zunino. When Taiwan would get out of what he wanted him to do for a pitch or two, he'd immediately go out to the mound. Saw something on that last pitch, even though it was thrown for a strike on the corner. Didn't want to have a conversation with him.
Off the fist. Foul back 1-2. 7-5 Astros win last night. Tony Sipp got the victory. Danny Farquhar the loss, and Luke Gregerson his 3rd save. So Rick Waits over aggressive is what he's looking for from Taijuan Walker. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. 2 outs.
Great example of what we were talking about. He throws him a 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and in, and is able to put him away with the changeup at 89 miles an hour right at the knees. Throws his changeup down in that area. He's going to be in good shape today, but I think it was all set up by the good fastball right before that pitch.
C.B. Buckner ringing him up. Brings up the catcher, Jason Castro. 0 for 4 in last night's game. Ball 1. Mariners last year 4-6 at home against Houston, but 6-3 down in deep in the heart of Texas. In 2013. The Mariners were 3-6 here at home against Houston, but they were 7-3 down in Houston. One in between, strike 1. And the Mariners the last 2 years have won the season series 10-9 each year and had to rally to do that. One in there for a strike. Walk and a single for Houston, 1st and 2nd. Young family enjoying things from out in center field. Castro 0 for 8 against Taijuan Walker. Sign sequence. Runner at second is Balbuena. Springer at first. Astros coming off a 3-3 homestand. Won 3 consecutive games now. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Yeah. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Reared back, blew it by him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Taijuan Walker. Fine start as he strands 2. How cold is it tonight? Look at the breath coming out of Evan Gattis. A big change on that glorious weather we had over the weekend. Mariners coming to bat. So you want to know what's trending in Seattle? How about Nelson Cruz shirts? Better get a hold of one. Player of the week in the American League and a real good chance to be the player of the month. Let's take a look at where he stacks up in the batting order tonight.
Mariners starting lineup brought to you by Chevron. Dustin Ackley going to lead things off, so Austin Jackson drops down to hit second. Dennis Robinson-Cano, look what he's done over his last 7 games, 7-game hitting streak. 448 average. Dennis Cruz, the DH today, still hitting cleanup. Seager, Smith, Morrison, Miller, and Zunino rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. For McHugh, you're going to see a good fastball. It'll be in the low 90s. Throw a lot of cutters these days. His out pitch is a curveball.
First time we saw Colin McHugh. Who is this guy? He had been 0-8 with an 8.94 ERA in his career with the Rockies and Mets. Things have started going a lot better for him since he's been with Houston. He's 2-0 here at Safeco Field with an 0.61 ERA. 16 Ks in those 2 starts. You could forget last April 22nd, strikes out 12 in 6 2/3 shutout innings. Ackley leading off. And he's ahead in the count. Ackley leading off for the 2nd time this season. And a 4-pitch walk.
Defense for the Astros brought to you by American Family Insurance. Rasmus in left field, Marisnik the center fielder, and Springer out in right. Balbuena off to a great start for the Astros. He will be at third base. Gonzalez and Altuve playing up the middle. Chris Carter, the first baseman, and Jason Castro will do the catching.
There's Austin Jackson. Looks at the strike.
McHugh in his last outing, 5 2/3 against the A's. Gave up 6 hits, 1 earned run, had 11 strikeouts.
Here's the 0-1 to Austin. Swing and a miss. Austin 6 hits on the homestand, 6 for 17, but 0 for his last 5.
For McHugh, his fastball will be 90 to 92 miles an hour. Again, he likes to throw more cutters, and his cutters will be in the upper 80s. His out pitch is the curveball.
Oh, 2 strikes. McHugh out of Naperville, Illinois, lives in Atlanta these days. 6'2", 189. 27 years old. He'll be 28 mid-June. Astros Rookie of the Year. Delayed move down to second by Ackley. He's in there. Down the wild pitch.
This is on the first curveball of the night from McHugh. He bounces it out in front of home plate. Dustin does a good job of reading this right away. Good play by Castro to make it close at second. But again, a good jump from Ackley being aware.
Just getting in there.
That was close. Good luck from our Alaska Supermo on the slide by Ackley.
2-2 to Austin Jackson. Outfield shading him towards right center and shallow.
That'll work.
That sends Springer back into the corner, chasing, makes the catch, tagging and getting to third standing up is Ackley. So Austin Jackson gets the job done.
We get a lot of high fives going into the dugout, moving the runner along. See him do that quite a bit here in the early part of the season. He was like this all spring training, up the middle the other way. Little cutter, pretty much in the middle of the plate and elevated. One of the things you'll notice with the Astros is Springer, the right fielder, typically plays shallow. Look at our Alaska Supermo and the basket catch by Springer. He has good speed, was able to make up the difference, but he plays shallow on just about everybody.
Here's Robinson Cano, working on a 7-game hitting streak, 13 for his last 29. 8 for 16 on the homestand. Strike one. Robbie's got 3 hits and 15 at bats against McHugh.
Cut fastball on the inside corner, elevated a little bit.
Job again by Castro. 1-1.
Astros will play their infield back. The Astros manager A.J. Hinch will give up a run right here for an out.
Trey Hillman in the glasses, former manager of Kansas City, had Willie Bloomquist over there for a couple of years. Off the fist. Balbuena will throw out. Cano, run scores. Mariners have the early lead. RBI for Robbie is 5th.
This is going to be the cutter, 87 miles an hour. He's able to get it in on the hands of Cano. It's borderline up. He breaks Robinson's bat. Things that we noticed with Cano last year. Runners on third, less than 2 outs. He's typically more aggressive and will expand the zone a little bit to get that runner in. He does an excellent job of it. And that's all he was concerned about right there, is getting the runner home.
Shift is on for the boomstick. Nelson Cruz. One for 3 against McHugh. Reigning player of the week in the American League. Quick 0-2 hole. Does he get some height and hang time or what? Even on the foul balls.
It really does. Even on some of his home runs.
They'll start clocking him. The one he hit left field the other day. Man, oh man, it's up there forever. Ceiling scraper. 0-2.
That was a hanging breaking ball. I'd like to have that one back. 76-mile-an-hour curveball. As you look at the hit chart for Nelson Cruz. See all those fastballs. And a few cutters mixed in there, but he's handled everything. 9-game hitting streak. No weakness. No weakness at all. See where that last curveball was, right in the middle of the plate.
0-2. Two outs, a run in. Cruz can keep it going. Kyle Seager will swing the bat next. Seager's 2 for 3 last night. The 1-2. Just got a piece of it, and they've got the ball boy in a well in the dugout. It says here that McHugh plays the guitar and the ukulele, and his favorite song is "This Is How We Do It" by Montel Jordan. But you hear that on the ukulele. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. 5 balls short. Right center field, coming over to get it to Springer. That'll do it. Mariners get a run. The RBI ground out by Robinson Cano. A 1-0 lead as we head to the second. What's next? Sounds like your mother. I'll tell you what's next. How about Roberto Hernandez takes on J. Happ. J. Happ, 2 starts. He's pitched well with the ERA at 2.70.
He's pitched deep into some games. A couple of runs each outing. Really pitched well.
There's your key phrase. Pitched deep into games. It's been a problem for the starters for the Mariners this early going in the first 13 games. Taijuan Walker's got Marwin Gonzalez, Chris Carter, and Colby Rasmus 6, 7, and 8 here in the second inning. Gonzalez at shortstop, played first base last night. Went 1 for 2. Switch hitter, 2 for 7 with a homer against Taijuan Walker.
Taijuan threw 20 pitches in the first inning, topped out at 97 miles an hour.
Well, there's aggressiveness. He is working inside.
He is. I like it. The hitter's a little uncomfortable. He won't be as anxious to get out on the outer half of the plate, especially on his changeup.
2-1. Popped up out of play. How about in these conditions? 50 degrees, a little bit damp, a little chilly. That's got to be bad, right?
Well, you don't want it in on your hands, and a lot of the fastballs that he's thrown inside have been elevated fastballs, so it's going to be even more difficult to get to him.
Two-two pitch, now time called. .97 miles an hour. He's loose tonight in this chilly evening.
I'm sure that was a big part of the conversation in between outings between he and Lloyd, Rick Waite.
Oh, yeah. 2-2. Struck him out. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Taijuan Walker. 1 out here in the second.
That's a great example again of using your fastball early in the count, and it comes back with the changeup. His changeup 90 miles an hour. You can see the bottom fall out of it, and if you pitch inside, you speed him up. You'll see him way out in front of the changeup, even though his changeup here early on has been firm. It's been 89-90.
There's Chris Carter off to a tough start. He looks at a strike. A.J. Hinch was talking about Carter, the guy that hit 37 home runs last year, 29 the year before. He's always one swing away from breaking out. Check down to first. He did go, says Lance Barrett. A.J. Hinch saying, hey, every day I come to the ballpark, I think this is going to be the day that he breaks out.
Well, 42 at bats so far, and he has 19 strikeouts.
Second to Trout K's last year. Quick dispatch. 3 strikes, have a seat.
All fastballs, all of them elevated. That last one is best fastball of the game, 98 miles an hour.
4 consecutive strikeouts for Taijuan Walker.
Well, you can see Mike Zunino setting up, wanting the high fastball, able to get it as he swings underneath, 98 miles an hour.
Colby Rasmus playing in left field. Colby 1 for 4, hit a home run in the 5th. Bud McClendon, I put a question to him. What'd you tell Taijuan? What's a basic message? Compete. Compete. He said that guy in the box down there is trying to take money out of your pocket.
That's one way to put it.
Up high 3-0. Lost a little feel here after 4 consecutive strikeouts. Rasmus seeing Walker for the first time. Back with a strike at 96. Comes a 3-1. Back with a strike.
3-1 changeup.
Three-two. Strike 3 called. He strikes out the side. He struck out 5 in a row. Taijuan Walker focused. Game face on. 5 Ks early on, and the Mariners lead 1-0.
second. That accounts for 9 pitches. But that wasn't our first question of the night on Twitter Tuesday. We want to know how many pitches would be thrown in the first inning. The answer, 40. So as we continue our Twitter Tuesday, here's your second chance to win using hashtag RootQ2. Tell us how many putouts will be recorded. Wait for it. By outfielders in tonight's Mariners game for your chance to win a jersey. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Thanks, Angie. Here is Kyle Seager facing the shift again. He looks at strike one. He's looking for his first hit against Colin McHugh. He's 0 for 13. Dribbler. McHugh gets on it, throws, and just gets him. One away.
Well, gets him by about a half a step. Good play by McHugh. You mentioned Kyle 0 for 13. That would have been a nice way to break that. Little infield hit. Didn't work out for him, though. He was beat by half a step.
Brings up Seth Smith, 1 for 4 in last night's game. Scored a run. And that great at bat back in the 5th inning. Moved the runner up. Eventually scored on a sac fly by the next hitter, Mike Zunino.
Astros will keep the shift on.
Mariners lead 1-0 on a Robinson Cano first inning. Infield RBI, infield out RBI. 1-0. Good count for Seth. Looks at the strike on the outside corner. Mariners come into tonight's game 5th in batting, 8th in runs scored, 5th in hits, 9th in doubles, tied for 2nd with Houston with 18 home runs. Bounce foul. A number that is highly unusual in recent times here for the Mariners. To see them 12th in ERA is just unbelievable. 4.65. It is early, but nonetheless.
And I was just thinking as you were talking about their offensive numbers, the runs scored and the home runs and where they're at batting average wise. If they just stay right there, I think with their pitching, because their pitching is going to come around, they're going to be just fine.
You've been around long enough playing and doing this gig. You got to love the confidence that the manager has in his ball club and the expectations. And I think you feel almost on the same page as Lloyd.
I do, and it's difficult because you play this game every day, and I understand the concerns and what people think about it. But when you're in it every day,
get through the hole. It does. Base hit. Seth Smith beat the shift.
One way to beat the shift is hit the ball through it. He's put together some really good at bats so far in this homestand.
And that's another full count.
He will definitely make you throw some pitches.
Bring the family out to the ballpark on select weeknights this season. Enjoy big savings with a Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package. Receive a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi at a special package value price. The next family package event is tomorrow against these Astros. So visit Mariners.com. Pick up your tickets today. Time for the Lomo Show. Logan Morrison got a 6-game hitting streak working. Still looking for that first long ball and first RBI. Hit it hard. Backs up the center fielder Marisnik. He makes the catch. Two outs to bring up Brad Miller. Brad swinging the bat pretty well lately. 4-game hitting streak on the homestand. 5 for 12. He's 1 for 9 against McHugh. It was a home run.
Dave, I just saw something that I think is going to be important. for this Mariner club throughout the year. And we were just talking about Logan, and he's really been swinging the bat pretty well. And really, you mentioned his hitting streak. He's been robbed of a number of hits. But in that first at bat, he went up there and hit that line drive to center field, screaming line drive. And as he came in the dugout, he's getting high fives from his teammates for swinging the bat well. But more importantly, he ended up getting from the hitting coach and the manager, too.
There we go.
So
they know.
So when your numbers aren't where they want to be, but they recognize that you're actually swinging the bat better than what your numbers show, that's nice to have them have that kind of confidence in you.
Amen. It's just like the Cano 0 for 13.
Yeah.
Same thing. He was getting high fives. Dude, you hit around and hang with him.
Over the course of the season, those will start to fall in for base hits. So, but they're already a pretty close group.
Yeah, I love talking to Trent Jewett about that. Just laughing as he looks back at last year. What the heck are these guys? I don't know anybody. I know Lloyd and I know Howard and a couple of the coaches. Who are these guys?
Trent's the one, I think Trent's the one that keeps everybody fairly loose. Wouldn't you say?
There's no doubt. Last week when everybody was not remembering how many outs there were or whatever, Lloyd said, Trent, don't leave. Stay right at my right hand so I know what the heck is going on. As Miller looks at a 3-2 count. Checks and balances, right?
That's it.
3-2 to Miller. 1 for 4 with a second inning. RBI single to center last night. Payoff pitch. Struck him out. So McHugh racks up his first strikeout. Mariners strand a runner. Still lead 1-0. Early on here. Nice trending by Mr. Walker with 5 consecutive strikeouts.
Well, I think the main thing is they wanted him to establish his fastball. He's done that. He's topped out at 98 miles an hour. And then the last strikeout he had was impressive. He fell behind 3-1, came back with back-to-back changeups to get the strikeout. And the only way that happens in my mind is if you establish the fastball and pitch inside. And he's been a little bit uncomfortable inside to some of these Astro hitters. I think they've taken notice. What do you think, Jay?
Valbuena, just ask him, right? give him a bow tie, baby.
Mariners Hall of Famer Jay Buhner joins us here. Good to have him here. Taijuan Walker, 15 pitches, boys, in the second inning. 11 were strikes.
I like it. Like Michael said, he's establishing the strike zone, seeing what CB is going to give him, working in and out, and not letting those guys have comfortable ABs.
How you been, Chopper? You good?
Really good. I'm freezing right now. Good golly.
Welcome.
Is it February?
Welcome.
Oh, my goodness. I underdressed.
And you just came from the incubator that is the radio booth.
I did. Dude, they got all the windows shut over there. It's like 80. It's like being in the kingdom over there.
Rick Reyes has earned it, though. He's earned it.
He has. Yeah. He has. He's hitting that mute button a lot tonight to clear the throat.
Yeah.
Just like you. You're not sounding real hot either, bud.
Been a rough few days. Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. I'll do whatever I can.
More than you know. Brett Adams just back from sick bay. 2-2 to Marisnik. It is.
Oh, that's a strike. Let's go. Oh, maybe not.
5 consecutive strikeouts by Taijuan Walker. 3 swinging, 2 looking.
I like it though. He's just grabbing it and going, not thinking about it, attacking the strike zone. Other than getting ahead the one batter and walking him, he's been attacking. I like it. Control your destiny. Get him. Be the president of your fan club, Michael.
3-2. The fist fouled away.
His changeup has been nice, though. You're right. That's been the equalizer for him, and he's been keeping it right at the knees, staying out of the heart of the play, because these guys, as you know, are a fastball hitting team, and they're not going to get cheated. That's for sure.
Did you see either one of his first 2 outings this year?
Shaky.
Yeah.
Shaky. But the thing that scared me is his velocity.
Well,
I was a little worried about his velocity.
That was the point I was going to make, because we saw him in spring training, and he was consistently 95 to 97 in that area, pitching inside his first outing. All of a sudden, it was 91, 93.
Right.
And really, for me, that hurts him, because his changeup is 89, 90.
Yeah, now there's not enough.
The separation just was not there. Against the Dodgers, though, his fastball was back up there velocity-wise, but he just didn't have the command. He ended up walking 4 batters. That hurt him. I think today he looks a lot better. This is more of what we saw in spring training from him. Already a couple of walks. We didn't see much of that, but I like the aggressiveness with his fastball so that he can get to the good changeup.
Would you say the sense of urgency to make the club, to make the rotation, was a big foundation of his spring training?
Yeah, I talked to him a couple of times about that, and that's what he was. I asked him a number of times, what are you going to work on? I'm not working on anything, he would say. I'm going out to try to make a club, and it was apparent. And I wonder if maybe there was, in that first outing especially, maybe there was a little letdown in there after all the hard work he put into spring training, and maybe that's where his velocity was. But he also said after he came out of that first outing, he didn't realize his velocity was down. Now,
so I kind of like Felix. Well, Felix has 97, 98 in the back burner, but he likes to throw 91, 93 to get movement and all that stuff.
Well, and
that's a different story for him, though.
It is, and I think too, Jay, that probably his first time out, second time out, second time we were at Dodger Stadium, and
he's home.
Yeah,
Jackie Robinson.
There's a lot going on, and he talked about how much that meant to him.
Right.
And for me, it seemed that he was trying to be a little too fine.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
And that happens a lot with young kids.
I think so too.
Nibble, and it ends up nibble instead of keeping your defense on their toes, putting the ball in play, attacking the strike zone. Tonight, I think he's definitely doing that.
This is the way that he has to pitch to be successful here. Rick Waite was talking about he's a power pitcher, and that's what they want to see from him.
Well, a lot like you said. I mean, he's trying to make a team. Guess what? This is the big leagues. The game goes on with or without you. You're still continuing to make the team. So you got to perform. You got to step up.
Well, you have to believe that your stuff is good enough. You don't have to, he doesn't have to nibble on the corners. We saw a couple of strikeouts where he just reached back and throws 97 down the middle, and that's good enough. Right by some guys,
97's hard, especially when you start working that ladder a little bit too.
Which is what he was doing.
It looks good, but boy, it gets on you quick, doesn't it?
And I think that as the summer goes on, he's going to go through stretches where I think he's going to be really good. But he's also very young. He's 21 years old. He's going to have some outings every now and then, or it's not going to look real good. That's just part of the process.
Are they willing to deal with a dud from time to time?
Well, I think that Lloyd will. He wants to see the stuff in between those.
Yep, I agree.
And I think a large part of that is he wants to see him going about his business with a purpose and a focus. Doesn't mean he's going to go out and have success all the time, but have those things in order, and then you can live with the rest.
0-1 to Valbuena. Walk his first at bat. Through the hole, base hit. Here comes Seth Smith. Getting to third is Marisnik. So here come the Astros in the third. Valbuena's had terrific.
He can turn around a fastball, can he?
Well, the good news is It's just a single. Last night he had a couple of home runs.
And he just missed that sac fly, too.
And this is, looks like it still ended up getting in on his hands a little bit.
Rusnick with good speed made it to third without any sweat. Springer late on that pitch. He singled his first time to center field. Owen Miller double play depth up the middle. Runners at the corners, one out. 96 on that pitch, 1-1.
I like it. Got a little run on it, too. A couple of his fastballs look like they got a little cut to it, a little late life. So that little, like a little Navy pitch, a little sail.
1-2. Had 95 right on the corner.
Yeah, which paints and can't do anything. You got to tip your hat.
Saved by Zunino, 2-2.
Both catchers so far done a nice job behind the plate. Castro looks really good back there too.
Taijuan Walker had a stretch late first and into the second where he struck out 5 consecutive hitters. 2-2 pitch fouled off. Here in the third, a walk, a fly out, a base hit as Houston first and third with 1 out.
That's a good example of what we were talking about, Jay. 2-2 count. That pitch is right in the middle of the plate, but at 97 he's still a little bit late on it. If you can get ahead of hitters, you can get away with more pitches later in the count.
2-2 pitch. Fooled him. Going back is Miller coming on Ackley. Brad stays with it, makes the catch. Here's a throw to the plate. They got a chance.
He done touched the
Got him. What a play. Double play. And A.J. Hinch.
Oh, they're going to take a look at it.
He's coming out.
I don't think he touched the plate. I think when his knee went into the ground, it popped him straight up and it pulled his hand off the plate.
Are you sure that Zunino touched him, though?
Yeah, I don't know. But CB already called him out.
Take a look at our Alaska Supermo and the slide by Marisnik.
Gave him plenty of lane.
There's no problem there.
Safe.
I think he's safe. That one's a little bit tougher because you can't tell when Zunino actually tagged him.
It looked like he might have got a shirt under his left arm, but I don't know.
I think he tagged him through the slide, but it looked right here's the look. See if his hand touches the plate before Mike touches him.
Use the right hand, reaching across. Wow, that's close.
You know what I'm wondering is you can see CB Buckner's right arm hanging down right there, and it kind of blocks your view, and that might be enough for to keep the call from being overturned at this point. Because right there, you can't tell, he gets
the shirt.
Him. Right,
the shirt moves, and you don't know where the hand is.
Take another look right here.
Maybe they won't answer the phone in New York.
I haven't seen.
What?
Yeah, the right arm sleeve moves, but where's his hand when it moves? See, that's moving, and I don't know.
It looked to me as if Mike definitely tagged him. It's just a matter whether it was in time before his hand touched the plate, and I'm not sure that we've seen anything so far. Right.
To overturn.
And CB Buckner, as you mentioned, Jay had called him out.
I thought originally right there when he popped up that his hand never touched it, slid across the plate.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure if Mike had tagged him.
Buckner had a call overturned last night at first base. Took just 33 seconds. A couple more looks here.
You can't tell anything there because you can't even see the plate.
No.
Here's a good look.
That's probably the best view that we've had, and it's awfully close.
for the decision from New York City. Stevie Buckner's taking off the headset. Here we go. Safe.
Wow.
Tie ball game at 1-1. Throw is a little bit up the line, just enough.
It's a tough play for Brad.
Oh, absolutely.
All your momentum going out towards left center, and to be able to try to stop on a dime, pivot and turn and throw. Had a lot on it, though.
Oh, Lloyd's coming out of the dugout now.
RBI for Springer. That brings up Evan Gattis. It's A.J. Hinch now having a conversation with Dale Scott, the crew chief. So a 1-1 ball game. Time of review 2:32. Sacrifice fly for George Springer. Still at first is Valbuena. Here's Evan Gattis, struck out looking. Taiwan's first strikeout. That was in the first inning.
Tell you what, that's the kind of sac fly you like getting. Talk about an attitude adjuster. You're completely jelly-legged. All right, fooled. That is an emergency hack. Flick up, get it out of there, get off of me, try to live for another pitch, and you get a ribby. Thank you. It's a great game, isn't it?
Popped up. Cano calls off Lomo and makes the play, and that'll do it. A run on one hit, and a man left. Got a new game at 1-1. Root Sports being brought to you by Honda. Get a dream deal on your favorite Honda now at your Honda dealer. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Vern Funk. Bad luck can hit anyone. Insure with the 13th man. And by Audi. Truth in engineering. That is one of the iconic looks in this country. Skyline highlighted by the Space Needle here in Seattle. Mike Zunino leads it off. 9-1-2, followed by Ackley and Jackson against Colin McHugh.
See this kid get going, get hot.
Bunch of home runs last year, hitting on a buck 99. See the home run he hit the other day? the weekend.
When he gets them, he gets them.
Yeah.
But it just looks like that front elbow is just pulling out just a smidge enough to where he's not staying in the middle enough. And they're going to keep going out there until he can prove that he can drive the ball that way. And I don't blame him.
Mike hitting just 132. There you go. Right over the shift.
Really nicely done.
Second Mariner hit.
Nice piece of hitting. You see his hands loaded up right there. A little bit off the end of the bat, but maybe broke his bat a little bit, but the bat goes down a hero. I like it.
You know what was good about that, Jay, right there, seeing that second replay, is you could see Mike's foot set down, but his hand stayed back on a breaking ball that was on an outside corner at the knees, and he was able to line it in the left field.
Here's Ackley scored the Mariners' first run.
Seems to me that he's been carrying his hands a little bit with him, and watch when he puts his foot down, his hands are still back, and then he loads up and hits this pitch. It's a really good pitch.
And you know, that first pitch that he swung and missed, it looked like that front elbow just kind of came out of that strike zone a little bit quick. Nice job. He made a great adjustment right there. Kid works hard. I want to see him. Does a great job behind the plate. I'd love to see him get hot.
Ackley skies one to center field. Marisnik right there for the catch. Fashionable, functional, and fantastic. Be on hand this Saturday for Sashi Iwakuma Bear Hat Night. First 20,000 fans, you're going to get the first plush hat giveaway in club history as the Mariners take on the Twins at 6:10. Head on over to Mariners.com for your tickets. Drive to deep right center field for Austin Jackson. Moved Ackley from second to third. Taking off is Zunino. Hit and run. And it works.
Easy. Go out the anchor right there at second base. You're in storm position. Nicely done. Get a little movement going. I like it.
That's a good call by Lloyd McClellan, putting the hit and run on. Zunino, really, he runs well. But Austin Jackson does a good job putting the ball in play. Finds a hole on the left side. Shortstop went to cover. That opened things up for him.
1 out, 2 on here for the Mariners. Brings up Robinson Cano.
This will be an interesting at bat. His first time up, McHugh threw a couple of cut fastballs that were elevated in on his hands. He ended up getting an RBI grounded out, Jay, but we'll see if he tries to get the barrel out there a little bit sooner.
Hey, he threw the knuckles and hit it to third base and still got a ribby out of it. You got to like that. It's one of the rare exceptions you get a guy in from third.
2-minute board for Cano. Strike one.
Slow curveball. Hasn't thrown many curveballs so far this evening.
He just pulled that out of the hat. He's like, thank you. Talking about professional at bats, though. This guy's a master.
I've said it a lot, Jay, and he's one of those guys, he just never gets out of what it is he wants to do.
You can't tell by his body language or anything if he's 0 for 50 or 0-2 in the count or whatever it is. He does that.
Base hit. Here comes Zunino. Marisnik, no throw. 2-1 lead for the Mariners. Robinson Cano has driven in his second run of the evening.
This is good hitting again. It looks like it's another elevated cutter trying to get it in on his hands. But take a look at him. Didn't try to rush to it. Just hit it back where it came from, right back up the middle.
Look how he pulls his hands through. Nobody does it better. That's that drill that he works on when he gets up there with the he just pulls his hands through. And that's why you never know if he's where he is in the count, because he believes in his swing. He puts the work in.
But so many times,
his eyes.
So many times when that cutter's coming in here, you see guys try to pull it. Either they'll get jammed, or if they get the barrel to it, they'll pull it foul. And he just stays right back up the middle. While we were talking about never getting out of what his game plan is.
Here's Cruz. Flied out to right in his first at bat.
I love it. This guy right here. You talk about the fans love this guy. It's a fly. Every time he puts the ball in play, the crowd goes, oh, even on flyouts. But it's so awesome to know that one swing of the bat is absolute thunder.
thrown out to no.
Oh, he's in there.
Got him.
Oh, looked like a late tag.
Thrown out 2-4.
Nice job by Castro getting the back runner. Smart play
We'll
right
take
there.
a look. See if he gets his foot in there. It looked a lot closer than what it should have been.
Are they not going to check that?
That is close.
It's very close. Not going to check it. Here's the 0-2 to Cruz outside.
That's a tough read when you're the trail runner.
Yep.
Because you see the ball in the dirt, and then instead of taking off, you have to make sure that the guy in front of you is running. So a little bit of a late start. Give Castro some credit throwing behind.
1-2.
That's pain. A nice little cutter, doesn't he? Locates good.
Started throwing his cutter last year, Jay, but this year it looks as if he talked to people that he's throwing it quite a bit more, especially to the left-handers trying to get it in on their hands.
Big 2-2 pitch here to Cruz. Fooled him and struck him out. Second strikeout for McHugh. Cano brings in another run for the Mariners, and the Mariners are back on top 2-1.
Mariners lead it 2-1. Right now, it's time to take a look at the standings. And Houston Astros lead it going into the night by half a game. And there are our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. And then from there, Athletics right behind them. But the Angels, the Mariners, and the Texas Rangers all two back. But of course, by the end of this series, this could all look very different. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Angie. Jay Buhner in the booth with us here today. Good to have the Mariner Hall of Famer with us. Jason Castro, Marwin Gonzalez, and Chris Carter. Here in the fourth against Taijuan Walker. Giving up a run on 2 hits. He struck out 5, walked 2. Castro a strikeout victim ending the first inning. Good night for coffee and popcorn, AJ.
And a heater.
It fell back. It was 50 degrees at first pitch. And it's down to 48 now with a little bit of rain outside.
A little late snow in the pass, which they need. Trying to get Michael to push that heater over here. He's hogging the whole thing.
What are you talking
I
about?
hope your pants catch on fire. As I got a jacket over my knees. Yeah. It's a day not to be a hitter and get jammed.
We were talking about that earlier with the fastball that Taijuan has, especially since he's been throwing it above the belt in there. That's going to be difficult for them to get to it. They don't want to have to swing at it.
McHugh's been trying to throw a little fisticuff in there too. I think he's gotten a couple so far tonight as well.
A little bit different using his cutter to get in there at about 89 miles an hour.
Still hurts just the same.
Yes, it does. Still break your back, won't it?
It's not quite as bad if your gamer goes down a hero, though. If you get a knock, it's not all bad.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Castro. Right, 3 called. Strikeout number 6 for Taijuan Walker.
Oh, his battery mate there. CB ringing up the other catcher.
Another fastball right at the top of the strike zone, and we were talking about pitching inside.
I think he's saying in a roundabout way, I hope we get that same pitch.
I don't think they will, because Taijuan threw that one in there about 95 miles an hour.
I thought it was a great pitch. Great call, too. So was that.
Popped up by Gonzalez. Brad Miller for out number 2. Felt like that. 2 quick outs. The ultimate cap for guys, complete with a built-in bottle opener. It's going to be yours when you join us for EQC Guys Night Out this Friday against the Twins. For only $35, you get the cap, a select main or terrace club level ticket, plus your first drink. Guys Night Out tickets available right now. Mariners.com/guys.
And a bottle opener. Wow, that'll come in handy, eh?
You don't have to go far, right? Chris Carter struck out on 3 pitches. First plate appearance. Half a dozen strikeouts for Taijuan here in the 4th.
Well, this is a definite work the ladder candidate right here.
Quickly 0-2. Walker's career best for strikeouts in a game 8 against these Astros, September 9 of 2013.
Well, you're right, Jay. All 3 fastballs, 96, 97 miles an hour at the top of the zone.
Well, there's definitely a book on how to pitch him.
2-2.
Try to change his eyes a little bit right there, but Carter strikes out a lot, but he can walk into some damage.
He hit 37 times last year.
2-2. Full count. He's ahead now. It's he might have got just a piece of that, right? Colby Rasmus on deck. Did not go. 3rd walk issued by Taijuan Walker. Is ahead 0-2 and lost them.
Another high fastball. The fastball definitely out of the zone, and I think Carter was able to hold up on that.
Brings up Colby Rasmus. Took a called 3rd strike to end the 2nd inning. Former Cardinal and Blue Jay. Jackson on the hurry, can't get it. Carter will hold at 3rd. Rasmus in with the double.
Solid line drive into the gap in left center field. Good look at our Alaska Superman. He squares it up. Austin Jackson does a good job of cutting the ball off. Probably should have thrown it into second base, but he hits his cutoff man, Brad Miller, and then he drops it trying to relay it to Cano. At that point, I'm not sure they would have had a play at second.
Yeah, man, he got such a great jump and great angle over there. I thought he'd try to throw him out at second. Had a shot.
Strike 1 at 96. The Jake Marisnick walked and scored in the 3rd.
A little bit of that too is knowing who the runner is on first, going 1st to 3rd.
Ball and strike. Play Marisnick straight away. Now Cano going over to keep Rasmus close. Pitch. Oh, boy, you know that hurt. hear bone there. My goodness.
Yeah, and that didn't just miss. That's going to leave a mark.
95 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Lloyd McClendon headed out to the mound after that.
Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Inning started well enough. Strikeout looking and a pop-up, then a walk. Ed Carter 0-2 walked him. Gives up a double to Rasmus, now hits Marisnick.
Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen. He just wants to be clear with Taijuan on what he wants him to do. With the leadoff hitter Altuve. Tough customer. He's an aggressive hitter, and he's a good bad ball hitter.
That's what I like about Lloyd, though. Communication, man. He's not afraid. He's going to go out and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Altuve 0 for 2 tonight, 5 for 12 against Taijuan Walker. 2-1 Mariner lead. Cano's driven in both runs.
It's safe to say this guy's a little pest, isn't he? Good hitter.
He's a good player.
American League batting champion. In fact, had the best batting average in the majors last year.
He's always right in there. All year long, too. Consistent.
Carter at third. You got Rasmus at second and Marisnick at first. The 0-1.
Come on, CB. Come on.
25 pitches in the inning for Taijuan. He's now at 75.
Ouch.
That's a lot of pitches working in the fourth.
1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball. Miller flips to Cano. Inning over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 3 left. Mariners still lead, and coming up, Kyle Seager, Seth Smith, and Logan Morrison.
Sports Desk. Mariners lead at 2-1. This is game 5 of a 9-game homestand. This weekend we're going to get to see somebody else from outside the division with the Twins. The AL Central comes to town, but then we get another healthy dose of the AL West. We take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA, but this time the Mariners will go on the road to face Texas, Houston, and Los Angeles before getting the A's. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. Here's Kyle Seager to lead it off. Swinging bunt thrown out by McHugh in his first at bat. 0 for 14 against Colin. Breakthrough got to be coming up here. Jay, McHugh remind you of anybody you played against?
For me, not really, because the right-handers, you see many right-handers throw cutters.
Yeah, that's like the new pitch.
I think for me, there it goes.
That'll break that over. It'll stay in the ballpark. And Kyle Eases into second with a leadoff double. Heading to count 2-0. His third two-base hit of the season. And the Mariners off to a good start here in the fourth.
Trying to get a cutter in on his hands. I think he jams him just a little bit. See Kyle fighting, pulling his hands inside to get the barrel to it. Oh, he actually hits it off the end of the bat.
Kind of made that sound, didn't it?
Yeah.
That ends an 0 for 14 against McHugh. Brings up Seth Smith, who got a single to right his first time.
When we saw McHugh last year, before he started throwing the cutter as much, he reminded me a lot of a former teammate of ours. That's Eric Hansen with the good 12-6 curveball. He threw a lot more curveballs, more four-seamers, and mix in his two-seamer. But now with the cutter, it seems his main pitch now, with an occasional curveball.
And DeLucia a little bit, believe it or not. Kind of got the yeah.
Yep.
That's a vibration on the bat. Right off the end.
It doesn't feel too good.
No. Especially on the tips of your finger. Might be why he grabbed his gloves off real quick and he's rubbing on his hands still.
He's trying to get the feeling back in his fingers on a cold night.
Now stand on second helps.
He'll take the double, right?
Mariners have had the leadoff batter on three of the 4 innings.
He's probably upset he lost his gamer because his bats are a work of art. They're beautiful.
And he was hot with that one.
Yeah.
What makes him stand out?
It's the guy that makes those bats, and I'm off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank, but he used to be a furniture maker, and he just takes great pride in just using nothing but the best wood. Kind of wood that you can write a letter on. That's good grains.
1-1 to Smith.
You get those big old wide grains on that bat. Although most of these guys don't use ash anymore, they're all using maple. So,
used ash your entire career?
Rawlings, unfinished. Yep, no cup. Just loved it. It's like petrified wood. They didn't have. I mean, very rarely. I didn't even hear nobody. I don't think the only person or company that had it was. Didn't Cooper have it a little bit
later?
Later on.
Yeah.
But
2-2, Smitty.
Now I would bet it's probably 75% is maple now. Would you say?
I would say so.
Maybe more.
Probably more.
Secret second leadoff double.
This is interesting to me. They have the shift on, expecting to pull. They're throwing cutters in on it, and right now, what he's trying to do is pull the ball with Kyle out at second and nobody out.
Doing us a favor.
Marwin Gonzalez trying to complete the pickoff.
Sieg's having a nice little conversation with him, I'm sure about it.
Two pitch to Smith. Fights it off down the line. That's a foul ball. Cold night like this, you're in the ball game, you go downstairs, try to stay warm. I mean, what other things you do to
stay moving? That's for sure. I don't sit down on the bench. Very rarely.
Hand warmer in the back pocket.
Going upstairs and getting a few more extra cups of coffee throughout the course of the game. Hold that in your hands, keep your hands warm. Big thing is trying to get your hands warm before you put them in your batting gloves, so when you go on the on-deck circle, they kind of stay warm. Oh, baby.
Deals away. Seager to third. He's in safely.
Now get him in. That's nice as a hitter right there. You get a guy. Now all of a sudden you got a guy in second. Now he's on third with less than 2 outs. You're like, thank you.
They have a 3-2 count.
Thank you, thank you.
He hasn't had a good feel for his curveball tonight.
I know. He's been bouncing a lot of them. They can Castro work back there. They hit right off the top of the plate.
Wild pitch has Seager at third. Chance for Smith on a 3-2 count. Pick up another run. Cano drove in a run in the first and another in the third. Sac fly by Springer in the third inning. It counted for Houston's run. 3-2 to Smith. Ooh. He works a walk. Seems like every at bat lately, Mike, Smith's working 3-2 and fouling off a bunch of pitches, seeing 7-8 pitches.
Well, you're absolutely right. We highlighted that at the start of the game, and he continues to put quality at bats together.
Follow the Mariners all season long with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is the up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, and more. So get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet.
We're going to bring up Logan Morrison. Logan hit the ball hard its first time up. Unfortunately, it was right at the center fielder.
Pitching coach Brent Strom, some words for a starter. Nobody out. Runners at the corners.
Great time to get at least #1 and Ribby's on the board right here.
Pitch outside, ball 1. Pitch. Right at Altuve.
No catch.
No catch. They'll get the force.
That way, Lomo. Nice job.
Seager
running.
holds. My goodness, he's hitting the ball hard.
But good job right there, not assuming and running all the way down to first base.
There's nothing that Seth Smith can do about it. It's a line drive right at Altuve. It looked as if it was in his glove for a second. And Logan now has hit the ball hard twice and doesn't have anything to show for it. That's a good looking swing right there.
Tough break. Brings up Brad Miller.
We think, Jay, that looked like a catch to me.
I'm looking at that. I'm going,
One out, runners at the corners. Slaps one the other way. Seager will score easily. 3-1 Mariners. RBI for Brad Miller, his 6th.
That's a good AB right there. Hit it where it's pitched. I like it. Drive it through that hole. A lot of hits the other way, Michael.
Especially with the way these defenses are going.
Absolutely. They put the shift on. That's the best way to beat it.
Good look at our Alaska Supermo and the swing by Brad as he goes the other way. That pitch probably middle away from him.
But I like the way he lets it get deep, too. See it all the way in. Drive it that way.
Back-to-back outings. Game with an RBI for Brad Miller. Here's Mike Zunino. Single to left. Looks at a strike. Base hit for Zunino, leading off the third, came around and scored on the Cano RBI, his 2nd hit of the homestand. 1-2. Mike's got a battle here. He's 0-2 with 2 on. 1 out. Right center field, going back Springer. Morrison holds at second, 2 away. Bring up Dustin Ackley as we begin the third time through the order against Colin McHugh. Walk, run scored in the first inning, and a fly out the center in the third. Mariners are running the first, one in the third, one here in the fourth, and looking for more with 2 outs. Ball 1. Angels lead Oakland 4-1 in Anaheim, top of the fourth. Texas at Arizona tied at 1-1 in the bottom of the seventh. Stopped by Cashville. 2-0. Boys, the way we're going right now, if the temperatures reach the 30s, I'm not going to be surprised.
Seems that it's not quite as breezy as it was at the start of the game, though. That's good news.
A foul. Very chilly 50 right now. Two and 1 count to Ackley.
A damp 50. So we got nice to have the roof closed.
You're here.
Don't see it closed very often.
Weekend weather this past weekend was wonderful.
That's what makes it even colder tonight.
2 and 1. Ackley's got a 3-1 count. Austin Jackson on deck. Marson at second, Miller at first. They're right to the shortstop. Gonzalez step and throw, gets a double play. Mariners pick up a run on the RBI by Brad Miller in a 3-1 lead.
Hit a screaming line drive there in the fourth inning, and I think that's really indicative of what's been happening with this guy lately. We take a look at his batting average on balls in play this season. 225. You compare that, which the rest of the league is 287. Now, this removes home runs and strikeouts from the equation. So you're either having really good luck or really bad luck. And I know a couple of guys upstairs that have gone through stretches like this. Mike Flowers, Jay Buhner. How difficult is it, though, when you are striking the ball well, they're not falling in, not to change your approach?
I've always said that it's more difficult at the start of the year he was going through this right now in July, it'd be a little bit easier to handle.
Bueno gets in the one. Nice catch out there by Seth Smith.
Wow.
Never gave up on it. Snares that hooking drive off the bat of Luis Valbuena.
Had it all the way, didn't he? Great jump, great first step angle, and go gadget arm. Nice play right there.
Your old stumping
especially on a cold night. Get those wheels going in a hurry.
How much more difficult is it because it's a backhand side for him, Jay?
I think just the fact that he had a good angle, was able to cut straight across right there and not reach all the way out. Not have to go into a Superman dive right there on a cold night. Come up seeing stars.
You know, it's interesting looking at those numbers, though, for Logan. I had a chance to talk to Lloyd about it yesterday, and you and I were talking about it, Jay, and that is the hardest part is you're hitting the ball hard. You're not getting much to show for it, so the tendency is to want to hit it even harder, and that's typically when you're going to run into some problems.
Try to do more and try to add more, and I think that's what Lloyd's been doing, is trying to tell him, hey, don't press, because you tend to try to press a little bit and try to hit it harder. Next thing you know, your swing gets longer. And now, instead of hitting the ball hard, now you're not even putting it in play, and you're having bad AB. So it's tough. It's early in the count.
He's had 2 great at-bats tonight.
I know, especially, you know, the damage is not there yet. So now you're looking at that, and he's going, man, I'm squaring balls up, and I still don't have anything on the board. And he's just trying to just stay positive. And that's the biggest thing early on, is you got to keep things positive, because this game is so much about negativity. That's the worst thing you can have, is that little guy on your shoulder talking to you, trying to tell you to do more or do something different. And you start listening to him, and then you're in trouble. And that's the difference. I mean, we were talking earlier about Robbie. That's the beauty of Robbie. He knows he's a veteran guy. He knows it doesn't matter if he gets into that rut. He's been squaring balls up too and not getting a lot to show for it, but he hasn't tried to change anything. He knows his swing well enough. He's got enough confidence in himself that he knows that he's going to come out of it.
And that was the example that I used yesterday when I was talking to Lloyd, because when we were in Oakland, Robbie went 0 for 13, but it was one of the hardest 0 for 13s you're going to see. And he said exactly. And he said for him, he's not worried about Cano with his track record and all the things that he has done. He knows that he's going to be fine. He never gets out of what he's doing. But with Logan, he's so important to this club, being their first baseman, that he just wants to make sure that he gets positive. And I made the comment his first time up when he lined out to center. When he came in, he was getting high fives from everybody, which included Howard Johnson and Lloyd McClendon on that at bat. But that being said, as a player, you want to see it in the outfield grass at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Early on, it's great. But about a month from now, people are going, way to swing it. Like, no, I don't want to hear that. Way to swing it. You hit it hard. Oh, great.
Taijuan with 7 strikeouts. He's got Gaddis 1 and 2. Get 8 strikeouts. Through 5 and a 3-1 lead. A run on 3 hits given up by Walker with the 8 Ks. Well done.
Mariners lead at 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth, looking for more. Right now it is time for question 4 on our Twitter Tuesday. This is 4 of 5. Using hashtag RootQ4, tell us how many plate appearances will be recorded after the 7th inning stretch in tonight's game. This is for your chance to win an Austin Jackson autographed baseball. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at @RootSports_NW to answer. And we still have one more question, so stay tuned, guys.
Speaking of Austin Jackson, line drive right center field. Springer going back makes the catch.
These outfielders are making it look easy tonight.
Kid plays shallow, Springer, and does a good job going back on the ball.
Good wheels, good closing speed right there.
About right now, how good do you think Taijuan Walker feels at 8 Ks through 5?
I think he's happy to be where he's at right now because things could have gone a little crazy on him right there with the bases loaded. So he's able to get through that in a nice short inning right there. So I think definitely 6 strong right now. We'll see what happens this next inning. He definitely needed that.
Oh,
you guys know. I mean, but it's not over. So you can't think that way. You still got to have that killer instinct. You still got to take the slab. These guys are trying to hurt him. They're trying to knock him out of the game. So
before you came over, I was telling Mike about what Lloyd told him. Hey man, you got to compete. He said these cats are trying to take money out of your pocket. Come on now.
Yeah, I agree. And again, you know, he's so young that he's got to have little talks with him, I'm sure, from time to time, and kick him in the butt from time to time, and keep him in line because he's a huge talent with a huge arm. I mean, that's a big arm.
Talking to Mike Zunino.
That's smart.
And Mike said during spring training that was one of the things he really liked about it. One of the changes he saw that came in asking a lot of questions, a lot of discussions.
Yeah, somebody got a hold of him this winter and sat him down and gave him the 101 because he came into spring training like a sponge. I
made the comment during spring training that sometimes there's a perfect fit for people, and I think for Taijuan, you mentioned his talent and his youth.
Altuve on one hop.
I think that the perfect fit for him was Lloyd McClendon because we saw him turn things around in September last year, and I know there were a number of conversations between him and Lloyd. And the one thing Lloyd is going to be is honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's not afraid.
He may hurt your feelings from time to time, but I think for him, that was a good thing for the young man.
You have to. I mean, I think tough love is a good thing. It's called accountability. You got to be accountable for your actions, and he knows he's a big talent, but sometimes you need to get that little kick in the rear end from time to time. Little check.
Breaking ball to Cruz for a strike, a fly out strikeout for Nelson tonight. Oh, 2. McHugh was struck out 2. He's walked 2 tonight, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits. It's 2-0 here at Safeco Field. 0.61 ERA entering tonight's action.
Ooh.
Now you know how the fans feel, right?
Oof. Well, his extension, though. I mean, he can hit a ball in the other batter's box. It's amazing. Even his foul balls are pretty, aren't they?
0-2 pitch. Takes for a ball, 1-2.
You're right, Mike. He is struggling with his secondary pitches tonight, no doubt. Coming into the game, he had 15 strikeouts
in 11 innings.
In 11 innings, I'm going, man, he must have either a nasty split or something's going on, but that curveball hasn't until that one, until we talked about it.
Albuena puts it away. The Mariners are going in short order in the 5th inning. They have a 3-1 lead. Sports being brought to you by Clearwater Resort. So many reasons to come out and play. By Volkswagen. Hurry in and get a deal during the Volkswagen Stop Dreaming, Start Driving event. And by the Grand Puyallup RV Show, April 30th through May 3rd. Good look at Safeco Field, where the Mariners have a 3-1 lead. Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Houston Astros, the first place Houston Astros. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, and our special Tuesday night home guest, Mariner Hall of Famer Jay Buhner. Taijuan Walker, boys, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Let's keep her going. Another short inning right here.
Well, this will probably be it for him. This next pitch will be 90.
He's got Jason Castro, Marwin Gonzalez, and Chris Carter. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. 0-2. 8 strikeouts for Taijuan. At one point, he had 5 consecutive strikeouts.
He has had a really good fastball tonight. Appears to have good command of it. Topped out at 98.
Up high for ball 1-2. Castro struck out swinging and looking tonight. Robinson Cano 2 RBIs and Brad Miller RBI single, accounting for the Mariner runs. Sac fly by George Springer. Counts for the Houston run in the 3rd inning.
Kind of telegraphed that, didn't he? Slowed everything down on that changeup a little bit.
Yeah, I think for the most part his changeup has been pretty good tonight.
Early on it was, right at the knee. I agree.
Jackson will not be able to get it. Cuts it off. Gets it back in quickly. Leadoff single by Jason Castro.
I like it right there. A little talk between Seager and Cano. Sieg's letting him know he's taking a big turn at first base, and then told him to eat it. He's going to try to backpick him over there on a big turn. Castro rounding first base a little too far.
And give Castro some credit. 95 miles an hour just off the outside corner.
And drove it.
Yeah, pretty good hitting. Going to start getting some action out in the bullpen. Taijuan now at 93 pitches.
Marwin Gonzalez, the hitter. Strikeout and a pop-up to short.
On CB.
High fly ball. Ackley. He's got it under control. 1 out, 1 on. Here in the 6th, our CenturyLink. What's next? Roberto Hernandez takes on Jay Happ, who's pitched well in his first 2 games. 2.70 ERA. Looking forward to that contest. We'll be on the air at 6:30 tomorrow.
Dominic Leone, Tyler Olson going to get loose.
Fouled into Zunino's glove. First strike. Carter strikeout and a walk tonight. Career most for Taijuan Walker. Pitches thrown in a game, 99.
Well, in his first 2 outings this year, he went 77 and 76.
99, the 99 pitches, Mike, you'll remember this, his benchmark game last September 24th at Toronto.
Yes.
Tough 1-0 loss. Mike didn't like something there, so he's going out 2-1.
And Lloyd's on his way out to the mound. I don't think he's going to make a change mid at bat. With Taijuan, he'll typically go out there and have a conversation with him. He's already done it once in the game.
So much.
I like it though. Zunino runs out there immediately, and he's like, "Okay, I want to see what's going on."
He imparts his message, as you guys were talking about earlier. Communication, a big part of.
I mean, how can you not love having a manager like that?
Exactly. That's
trying
what everybody says too.
Trying to make you better, man. That's what it's all about.
2-1.
Criticism.
Carter, dangerous hitter. 3-1. He had him 0-2 in the fourth and wound up walking. Big pitch here, 3-1. There's a strike.
Well, you know he's getting paid to do one thing, and that's what he's thinking about right here. He's got one thing and one thing only on his mind. That's tying this game up.
Launch mode.
And that's why there was that little bit of a talk, I'm sure.
Taiwan set 3-2 to Carter. Pitch. Out back. One pitches. There we go. 3-2. Walked him. Second time he's walked Carter. Tying runs aboard, and that'll do it. Here comes Lloyd. Taiwan's night is over. 8 strikeouts, 4 walks. He's going to leave with the lead and runners at first and second. But you got to say, after those first 2 performances, this is a marked improvement. As we take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the game, your thoughts, Mike?
I thought the Taiwan was much better. Came out, established his fastball early, topping out at 98 miles an hour. Thought his changeup was pretty good for the most part in this one. Had a tough time finding his breaking ball, but he didn't really need it today with that good fastball. And I think most importantly, he was pitching inside.
I agree. No comfortable swings. Working the ladder too, Michael, changing the eyes a little bit. That's a great start to build off of right there.
Yeah, make him a little uncomfortable.
Hey, that's the way it goes. You dive, you're going to get a little wake-up call.
101 pitches, 62 for strikes.
I like that little late life, though, on his fastball. Almost with a little bit of a nice little run to it. Just away. Guys are having a hard time catching up to it.
5 in the third, 4 hits. Just 4 hits tonight. 1 run, it was earned. 4 walks. Another thing that he's going to have to work on. He had 3 walks in his last outing, 4 today. That's not going to help his pitch count. 8 strikeouts. That's a good number for him. 101 pitches, 62 of those for strikes. Dominic Leone will take over.
I think the big thing, too, is being 0-2 a few times and not being able to put them away.
Hit Carter twice.
Yeah, and issuing a walk.
And Marisnick 0-2 in the third. Mariners double play depth up the middle. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
For Dominic, he has pitched well. 1.59 ERA. Opponents hitting just 105 against him.
Dominic didn't make the club out of spring training. Was sent down to Tacoma, and then Tom Wilhelmsen came up with a bad elbow, and Dominic caught up with the club in L.A. last week.
Wasted no time getting busy either, does he? He's got a good arm.
Rasmus a strikeout, looking at a double to left center. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Dominic Leone. 2 outs here in the 6th.
Take a look at this last pitch. It looks like a changeup. 80 miles an hour. Rasmus out in front.
Pull the string. Good location, too.
Center fielder Jake Marisnick walking a run scored and was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Tying runs aboard here for Houston. 2 outs. Strike one. Three runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Mariners. They've left 4. A run on 4 hits for Houston. They're stranded 6 plus 2-1 right now. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Marisnick off to a good start, hitting at .324. Base runners out there. Castro at second, Carter at first. That's a heck of a stop there by Zunino. 3-1.
He's already made 3 of them in this one at bat.
You bet. Foul back. A lot of people writing and texting to George Springer. Got an extra pitch when he struck out in the 5th. I even had 3-2 in my book. Looked up in the scorebook. There was another pitch that came and they called it ball 3. At some point, we're checking downstairs to see if time had been called at one point. Either that or C.B. Buckner, the umpires just lost track. 3-2 up the middle. Brad Miller smothers. And it saves a run. And not only did, if that is the case, not only did the umpires miss it, but the Astros missed it as well. They could have challenged that. But some problems right now. This infield hit. Bases loaded.
And the Astros' best hitter walking up to the plate, Altuve.
Twice now.
Altuve 0 for 3.
Twice now he's come up in a big situation.
Castro at third, Carter at second, and Marisnick at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the 6th. Big at bat. Sends Jackson back a few steps, and that'll do it. Second time in 3 innings. The Astros have left the bases loaded. Mariners lead 3-1. Inning, George Springer at the dish. Got a little extra action here, boys. Strike one. 1-1. 2-1. 3-1. Ball 4.
Oops. Oopsies.
Yeah.
Mike and I were talking, as a hitter, you would think, I mean, how do you not know what the count is? The last thing you want to do is rely on the scoreboard.
I had 3-2 here, and I thought maybe I missed one. The scoreboard had 3-2, and they threw another pitch. And, like you said, oops.
Because the balls were legit balls. They were nowhere close. So you can't think that he got crossed up going, it was a borderline pitch, and he called it a strike. Especially when a guy's dealing, throwing 97, I'm getting out of there.
John Jacobson, our scoreboard op, found that issue, and a bunch of folks via text and Twitter are counting as well. High drive, right field, going back Springer, running out of room, and he's there to make the catch. One away. Right now, Taijuan Walker in line to get the W. There's Seth Smith, base hit to right and a walk.
I think Siegs thought he had one right there. What do you think, Mike? He was looking up at the big screen to see where he caught it.
Carson Smith getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
1-0 to Smith. Drops in an off-speed pitch. Carson's been very, very good out of the pen for the Mariners. 1-1. Didn't go, says Dale Scott. 2-1.
That little September cameo call-up last year did wonders for him, didn't it? For Carson.
Oh.
Man, he was electric all September.
There's a strike, 2-2.
That's taking advantage of your cup of coffee, isn't it?
And this year he's been better every time out.
Yeah, that from the minute he came up and struck out Trout, he hadn't looked back.
That was a great at bat. Up the middle, Altuve surrounds it, throws, and gets him. Two outs, nobody on here in the sixth. 3-1 Mariners. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame, presented by Delta Airlines. There's Logan Morrison. Hit the ball hard twice tonight. Ball run down in center field and reached on a fielder's choice.
But he'd take a flare right here.
Shift
He's
on
earned
against.
one.
That's so true. Shift on against Logan.
He's like, really? He hadn't thrown a curveball for a strike all game.
0-2. Colin McHugh tonight. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Giving up 3 runs on 6 hits. Here's the 0-2. Mariners got a run from Cano on an RBI ground out in the first. Robbie drove in a run with a single in the third. Brad Miller an RBI single in the fourth. Two and two. Mariners will see Houston for a 4-game set starting next Thursday down in Houston. Laid off of that.
Oh boy.
Got a full count.
Well, this shows he's seeing the ball good up there, Mike. Because he's worked it all the way back to a 3-2 count. Now seems square one up again.
Brad Miller on deck. Here's McHugh with the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. 3rd strikeout for McHugh. We've played 6 in the middle game of a 3-game set. The Mariners lead 3-1. Ball on Root Sports, being brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. A misty afternoon earlier today in the harbor. Justin Ruggiano takes over in right field for Seth Smith. And Carson Smith is the new pitcher, the third this evening.
How good are those numbers?
Those numbers are fabulous.
Kind of got a little bit of Jeff Nelson, 6 2/3. Look at that, 0 ERA. What a job he did. We were talking earlier in September when he came up last year, and has not disappointed.
Guys had not seen him before. He's coming at you, arms, legs,
Man,
funky angle.
A little rado for you, a little sidearm, a little this,
right.
a little that. Start moving around on the slab out there on the mound.
Here's Luis Valbuena. He was dangerous last night, hit 2 home runs. Nice running catch in right field in the 5th inning by Seth Smith. And again, I just can't get
5
over.
bombs, huh?
Yeah, 16 last year with the Cubs.
Well, he's going to hit a bunch in Houston. Especially if you go the other way.
Yeah, you bet.
Short porch over there to left field. That'll make you stay on the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Buena, Springer, and Gaddis, 2-3-4 here for the Astros.
Looks like he doesn't want to give up that third base job, does he?
No. Houston guy said that he has played a very good third to start the season. Mariner back in 08. The Mets for a little bit. Cleveland. Two balls, 2 strikes. Outfield deep for Valbuena. Slaps this to left. Ackley right there. The next Kings Court is coming up this Friday. Mariners meet the Twins. For your $30, you're going to get a ticket in baseball's best seating section, a K card, and a T-shirt. For Kings Court tickets, log on to mariners.com/Felix. Minnesota Twins in town for the weekend. Get to see Torrey Hunter closing out his outstanding career with the Twins back where he started.
Back with the Twinkies. He's had a heck of a career,
Yes,
huh?
sir.
He could probably keep playing.
I agree.
I mean, really keeps himself in great shape.
He's had a good run. He's last, 3-4 years with Detroit, 3-4 years with the Angels.
Yeah, they thought he was on the downslide over in Detroit. And he just, man, he did not slow down at all. And what an ambassador for the game he is, too. He's just a great person.
Torrey Jr. playing at Notre Dame, playing football.
Right. And, you know, and he played on turf for a lot of years, too. So for
right.
him to be able to continue to keep doing what he's doing, that's impressive.
Torrey will be 40. He'll be 40 in July.
Hey, they keep backing up the Brinks truck. That'll make you keep wanting to go out and put on the anyway, huh?
You know it.
Kind of hard to go find that kind of coin somewhere else.
He's with Detroit the last 2 years. This one chopped to Seager. He'll have an easy play. Springer busting it down the line. Let's see why they like that young guy.
It's fun to watch him BP today. He's got some juice. Popping that bat. Live bat.
Talking about Torrey Hunter, 2 years in Detroit, 5 years in Anaheim after the first 12 in Minnesota. A career .279 hitter with 332 home runs.
They just hit a bomb a couple days ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Here's Gaddis, slider for a strike. Evans struck out looking, popped to Cano and struck out. That is a nasty pitch against right-handers.
Especially if you haven't seen it.
Correct. Swing and a miss. He's done. Zunino throws down Alomo, and Carson Smith throws a 1-2, 3/3. Still hasn't been scored upon. Mariners lead at 3-1. How about stretching your mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win could change your bucket list? Play today. Looking north up I-5 on a wet night here in Seattle, but we got the roof covering us up here. Got a crowd, a hearty crowd of 13,949. Taijuan Walker acquitted himself quite nicely over 5 1/3 as he tries to get his first win. He left the game with this 3-1 lead. 8 strikeouts for Taijuan, 4 walks, and he's done a heck of a job. Here's Colin McHugh. He's got 2 wins here at Safeco Field against the Mariners. Mariners got to him a run in the first, the Cano RBI, in the third, and Brad Miller knocked in a run in the fourth. Joe Thatcher heating up now. Brad Miller's going to lead it off here in the home 7th. Brad first pitch swinging in the 4th. Single to left, beat the shift to drive in Kyle Seager.
His average slowly going up. You can see it 256 now.
He's taking his knocks the other way. That's why. Get down.
Rasmus over towards the line.
Look out, Jay.
Thank you. There's almost some advertising on that siding, huh? Ooh, that could have been ugly.
Yeah. How bad a feeling is that when you know you're another couple, 3 steps away from
when you're in no man's land,
right.
You know you're going to have to take one for the team. It's part of it. Thank goodness for pads. The bad thing is that wall's so low over there. If you hit it at the wrong angle, then it could get really ugly.
Right. Flip over the top.
Flip, and then you get into those seats, and then there's no telling what's going to happen.
You get a facial, among other things.
Come out looking like Derek Jeter did that one time, right? You hope that's all that happens.
Yeah. Back up the middle, little top spin, gets through, base hit, Brad Miller. Second hit tonight. Leadoff man aboard.
Then he gets on top of a high fastball just above the belt. He's doing a good job. You said it earlier, Jay, letting the ball travel. Not trying to get out there as much.
And using the whole field.
Right.
Put the shift on against Mike Zunino's. Come back to live action. He's 1 for 2. Base hit to left, run scored in the third, fly to right in the fourth. Prior to that Miller leadoff single, McHugh had retired 8 consecutive hitters. Zunino down to Valbuena to Altuve and over to Carter. Around the horn. This Sunday is Boeing Salute the Kids Day here at Safeco Field when the Mariners host the Twins. All kids are going to get a free Kyle Seager t-shirt and the Mariners' new cream alternate look. Join the fun when you get your tickets at mariners.com. Quick 2 outs, top of the order, and Dustin Ackley.
See a little solo home run right here.
Strike 1. The Mountain Man is Lloyd McClendon causing. Hugh at 101 pitches. That one's outside.
He's doing a nice job of limiting the damage for the Astros.
Thatcher continues to heat up. Staying away from Ackley, 3-1.
You're right, Jay. And I think the thing that's been nice to see for the Mariners tonight is they get the leadoff batter on in the first. He scores. The same in the third. He comes around to score. And then in the fourth, taking advantage of the situation because McHugh has been tough on them and he's really pitched well.
Especially early on. Shows you early in the game. Take what they give you. Infield back. All you got to do is put it in play.
3-1. Hit foul.
Which is showing up as a tight ball game. So it's a huge RBI. Just goes to show you don't have to throw 98. You have one Mariner, Taiwan throwing 97, 98. I think he's topping out, what, 90?
92 has been his high.
Here we go, 3-2. Hit hard. And Springer's right there. 7 complete here at Safeco Field. The Mariners a 3-1 lead. Charlie Furbush going to make an appearance. 3-1 Mariners lead. We go to the top of the 8th on a cold night here at Safeco Field. Time for the Big Fish Casino Big Cats. How about this work turned in by Seth Smith earlier in the ball game? Long running catch, backhand for the left-hander.
Makes it look like nothing, huh?
Big glove help too. Good extension. Nice play.
It's kind of funny. Makes a play like that, and then there's a defensive replacement late in the game for him. It's like, wait a minute, come on! Didn't you just see my magic right there? What are we talking about? Look at that jump. My angle was perfect. I mean, come on. What else do I need to do?
Well, Charlie Furbridge is going to take over. 4 1/3, 4 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting 133 against Charlie.
Justin Ruggiano out in right field.
How about this guy, Charlie? He is a hoot, isn't he?
He's something.
He is. Oh.
I don't know what those guys have going on out in the bullpen, Jay, but before the game today, the pen was packed and there's a bunch of people behind it.
Right.
They had something going on out there as a group. It looked like it was fairly entertaining.
I'm sure it was, and I'm sure he was behind it.
Oh, he was definitely in the middle of it.
Robbie Grossman pinch hitting for Castro.
It's a long year, bud. You got to have fun, right? That's your little family away from the family. Well, let's face it, those bullpen guys they're a little different.
They pride themselves on it too.
They're a little different out there, which is awesome.
Well, I think you have to be. You never know if you're going to get into the game or when you're going to get into the game. You just go down there and entertain yourself till the phone rings.
Yeah, and then have short-term memory, right? Bounce back, do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. Good fastball from Charlie at 92.
Carry a pink backpack, all those fun things.
Ball and 2 strikes. Just outside. Charlie pitched a scoreless inning last night. Struck out 2. English on that one. You know, have to hold on to it.
See that second hop come up on him a little bit. Probably hits him in the heel of his glove.
Ball was spinning all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely comes up on him. Right off the heel.
An E4 for Cano. Second in the homestand. Marwin Gonzalez brings the tying run to the plate. Strikeout, a pop-up and a flyout. 0 for 3. Cano started towards the bag and it went behind him. Digging for third and getting there easily is Grossman. First and third for the Astros here in the 8th. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Chris Carter strikeout, walked the last 2 times. Those 3 plate appearances against Taijuan Walker.
Danny Farquhar getting loose in the pen, but he just got up, so he's not ready to come into the ball game. There's Danny trying to get loose in a hurry.
Carter, dangerous hitter, has not really begun to start rolling for the Astros.
I wouldn't be surprised if Charlie throws over to first a couple of times.
I hear you.
Give Danny a chance to crank it up out in the pen.
Got a strike.
Jed Lowry's come out on deck. He will hit for Rasmus.
0-1 here to Carter. Up the middle, base hit, get a 3-2 ball game. RBI for Carter's first of the season. Scoring on the play was Grossman. Jed Lowry is a switch hitter. So is Grossman. And that'll do it for Charlie. Game just got tightened up a little bit. Here comes Danny Farquhar. First and second, nobody out, a run in. Mariners holding on by a run. In the eighth, time for our Geico This Date in MLB History. Take it back to April 21st of 71. Pop Stargell, Wilbur Dornell Stargell checking on the hill with Will. Blasts 3 home runs against the Braves. He'd hit 11 home runs in that month, a Major League record. Then in 1997, Ken Griffey Jr., he broke that record by hitting 13 homers. Pujols and A-Rod right now. They share the record at 14, most home runs ever in March/April. The late, great Willie Stargell, co-MVP 1979 with Keith Hernandez in the National League.
Pops, good man.
Danny Farquhar's numbers. And he has been brought into an authentic jam here as Jed Lowry pinch hits. Last night 2 for 4. Here's the 1-0. Did not go. Danny behind 2-0. Danny took the loss in last night's game. Pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 2 Ks. First strike, 2-1. Here we go, 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count. Jake Marisnick on deck. Danny ready with a payoff. Bases are loaded.
Danny going with a 3-2 cutter right there, and he's missing the inside corner.
Last night, Danny got up to a good start, struck out Marisnick, his first hitter. That was in the 7th, but then in the 8th gave up a homer to Valbuena. An RBI single on Lowry. There's a line drive. Can Jackson get it? That's the plan on the hop. Coming around to score is Gonzalez. A whole Carter at third. Danny having a tough 24 hours here. Marisnick with a base hit.
Still nobody out.
3-3 ball game. Marisnick with an RBI, his 6th.
Hard line drive right back up the middle. It was on the cut fastball. Didn't quite get it to the outside corner.
And now Altuve coming to the plate.
First, second pitch, you know he's going to be hacking.
Not going to get any easier, is it?
3-3 ball game. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Carter at third, Lowry at second, Marisnick at first. Nobody out. 5 Houston batters have reached here in this inning. A.J. Hinch's club has battled back to tie with 2 here in the 8th. Marquardt trying to put a stopper in it here. Hit hard, lot of trouble. Coming down the scores, Carter. Lowry right behind him. Marisnick to third. He's rounding. He's going to come in and score. Jose Altuve, the reigning American League batting champion. A bases clearing double. And Houston has a 6-3 lead.
Trying to throw a 93-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. Altuve, pitchly it's on the inside corner, maybe in or third.
It's a nice pitch to hit.
It really is.
0-2 to turn on a ball like that.
Whew. Brings up Valbuena. Houston now 6 runs on 9 hits. This is a big inning. 5 on the board here in the 8th. Mariners 3 runs on 7 hits and an error.
He is not getting the cheese by the wrap, that's for sure.
And the hard part about it is Altuve, that was the 3rd time he'd been up with the bases loaded.
A little redemption.
Yeah.
This one's popped up. Romo calling off Marquardt. Makes the catch. Take a look at our Lexus pitching matchup comparing tonight's starters, Colin McHugh and Taijuan Walker.
Well, Taijuan, a big step forward for him. Just 4 hits over 5 1/3. He didn't have to throw a lot of pitches, but he gave up the 1 run. And then McHugh, he was able to hang around long enough. Look at him, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. He threw 105 pitches. I thought both of them pitched well, but a nice step forward for Taijuan Walker.
There's George Springer. Looks at ball 1. There's your big inning for Houston.
There's
Springer, the 8th man to the plate.
The dreaded crooked number.
5 runs on 5 hits in this inning. That 4 hits and an error. It's been a tough go. Two and 1. Runner takes off at third. Throw down to third. Altuve led the majors in steals last year. He gets a bag here. His 5th. He's 5 out of 6.
Nice play by Siegs right there to get a glove on that.
Yeah, Mike had to hurry his throw, and the ball ended up the line.
Plus to get out of the way too, and not get spiked right there.
2-2 to Springer. Way outside, saved by Zunino. Full count. 8th man to the plate, Springer, here in the 8th inning. Evan Gattis on deck. 1 out. Infield. Comes up to cut off this run. Pitch. Walk team. Runners at the corners. This is not working. Second walk issued by Farquhar.
Danny's going to have to figure it out there too.
Ninth man to the plate, Evan Gattis. 3 strikeouts and a pop-up for him tonight, 0 for 4. One hopper to Brad Miller. They'll get a double play out of this, but damage aplenty. 5 runs, 4 hits, an error, and a man left. 6-3 Houston.
Number 22, Robinson. Cano. Number 23, Nelson Cruz.
Top half of this inning, 5 runs on 4 hits, and Aaron left a man. Work to do now for the Mariners. Robbie Grossman takes over in left. Hank Conger behind the dish. And Pat Neshek, fine addition to their bullpen. I think Carson Smith had a funky motion.
Sidearm. He has given up a couple of home runs this year, though. His ERA at 4.5 in 6 innings. He has 7 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody, but he has given up 2 home runs.
Arm injury in high school.
I don't know why.
Brought him to this throwing motion. And here he is. Austin, Jackson, Cano, and Nelson Cruz in the 8th. Really happy to be with the Houston Ball Club. He and Gregerson and Qualls were together for some time in San Diego, as was A.J. Hinch as an executive over there.
I'll take a look at the delivery.
Took a line drive off his forearm in high school, and that's changed everything for him. He couldn't get that arm up, so started experimenting with this delivery, and it's worked well for him.
He looks like he's going to stay down, go Laredo,
Yeah,
and then he comes up to like a submarine, and then he comes up to
sidearm.
Yeah, almost 3/4. Huh.
Strange.
Makes that slider funky though, right there, doesn't it?
Strike 3 called on Austin Jackson. 1 away here in the 8th. Keep your eye on the bus. Follow us from a safe distance on Twitter at Sound Transit. Finish up Robinson Cano's driven in 2 of the 3 runs for the Mariners. RBI ground out in the first. Single. Scored Zunino in the 3rd, and since then he's grounded out to 2nd. Neshek, 34 years old, out of Madison, Wisconsin. Team for Neshek. Minnesota, San Diego, Oakland, St. Louis, and now Houston. 0-1. 1-1 to Cano. Lloyd McClennan's ball club held a 3-1 lead until the 8th. Oh, 2 strikes to Cano. Neshek with the Cardinals last year, 7-2 with a 1.87 ERA in 71 games. He also had 6 saves. 1-2.
Pretty good fastball throwing from that arm angle. 92 miles an hour on that last fastball.
With a grunt.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
But he has that little finish like a recoil, and it just makes my arm hurt.
1-2. Cano calls time. Strike 3 called. Didn't like the call from C.B. Buckner. 2 away.
Rough night for CB.
It has been. Well, Robbie thought this pitch was inside, and according to the EQC tracer, it was inside, just off the plate.
He's saying you didn't call the warning ball, so you can't all of a sudden start changing. Make
Especially
up your
now
mind.
that I have 2 strikes.
Yeah, flip a coin.
Here's Nelson Cruz. Strike 1. Cruz tonight 0 for 3. Oh, and 2. Struck him out. That Neshek out of the pen. Strikes out the side, gets 2 looking. To the 9th we go. Astros lead at 6-3.
Here at the Ford Sports Desk. We've still got the 9th to play tonight, but we also take a peek ahead to tomorrow. It's lefty versus righty on the mound. Roberto Hernandez versus J. Happ. And Happ, coming off a strong start, allowed 2 runs over 7 innings against Texas. Roberto Hernandez, this will actually be his 10th appearance against the Seattle Mariners, his 9th start. But he actually hasn't faced them in over 2 years. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Angie. Turn the caps to 10 o'clock. Fernando Rodney getting a workout here this evening. Fernando pitched 3 days ago against Texas.
Chad Qualls is getting loose in the pen for the Astros.
Rodney's last outing Saturday. Picked up his 3rd save. Pitched a 1-2-3 ninth with a strikeout.
There's a veteran right-hander. Their closer is Gregerson, but he's pitched in 3 games in a row, so he's probably not available today. The closer for the Astros.
He looked good last night, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked really good.
Robbie Grossman, pinch hit, led off the 8th inning, reached on an error, came around and scored. And that was a big inning. It's the Astros 5 runs, 4 hits. Took advantage of a Mariner error by Cano and left him in to break the game open at 6-3. With 2. Swing and a miss. 95, good heater. And Fernando Rodney went away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Roof's covered us since about 4:30. Temperature at first pitch at 7:11 is 50 degrees. Crowd of 13,949. 0-1 to Marlon Gonzalez. Single to center run scored in what became a momentous 8th inning for Houston. Down to 48 degrees, light rain here in Seattle right now. Wind out of the east at 6. Bottom 9, Seager Smith, make that Seager Ruggiano and Morrison. Coming up for the Mariners. 1-1 pitch. Rest with that change. Chunk out of Zanino. 2-2. There we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Off the fist, foul back. Houston's a scrappy little club. Absolutely. Scrappy little club. Mariners had to rally the last 2 years to win the season series 10-9. Neither team held service at home during the course of the season.
Funny how well they play here, though, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it amazing how certain matchups really work out? Because it's like the opposite when we go there.
Well, the big thing with them, the adjustments they made is in their bullpen. We just saw Neshek, Qualls is getting loose. We saw Gregerson last night. Veteran guys that have been around. They didn't have that last year.
Right.
You know, so that certainly has helped. And then they have some veterans. Lauer is certainly going to help him. He has this year. Valbuena's off to a great start for him.
Swing and a miss.
That's a great changeup.
That was.
Fernando on his game tonight. He's got 2 strikeouts, and he'll face Chris Carter.
There's a look at the 81-mile-an-hour changeup right at the bottom of the strike zone as he swings over the top of it.
Carter in an 0-1 pitch, an RBI single in the 8th. Previously, it struck out and walked twice. One. Chad Qualls preparing for his entry. 1-2. Friday ahead in the count, 1-2. Struck him out. Nice outing for Fernando Rodney, striking out the side. See if the Mariners can get something going in their last ups with Cigarrugiano and Morrison against Chad Qualls.
The 9th, and coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. We've got lots to get to. Dave and Brad will go over George Springer's controversial at-bat in the 5th inning. We keep Jay Buhner on the clock, and we'll also head in to the skipper's office for more on this one. Right now, we get you back upstairs, guys.
All right, work to do for the Mariners, who trail the Houston Astros on the count of 6-3. Astros bringing their veteran reliever Chad Qualls.
Again, Gregerson is their closer, but he has pitched 3 days in a row, so not available for this one. So they're going to look to Qualls to try to save it.
5 runs in the 8th by the Astros to overtake the Mariners. Mariners are going to send up Kyle Seager to lead off against Qualls.
Kyle 1 for 3 with a double, and the run scored in this one.
Kyle's doubled in 3 of his last 4 games, has at least 1 hit in 11 of his last 12 contests, dating back to the 8th of April. Cigarrugiano and Morrissey. Rally caps got them working. The folks came prepared. One. Last time up for Kiley. Sent George Springer to the track in right field. Shift on against Kyle, the 1-1. Astros playing some good ball starting today. First place in the division. They've won 3 consecutive ball games. One and 2 to Seager. Strike 3 called. He didn't like it, nor did Jackson and Cano in the 8th, and the calls by C.B. Buckner. There's Justin Ruggiano, his first plate appearance tonight. Took over in right field for Seth Smith. Strike 1. In the strike zone. 0-2.
Bad part about hitting at this point, you're going to give him a strike, make him throw a strike when you're down 3 runs, and he is throwing strikes, so you're going to be behind.
Two. Ball's the 3rd pitcher for the Astros. Tough night for Destin Ackley and company. Ackley with a walk and a run scored. He went 0 for 3. Leading off for the 2nd time this season. Swing and a miss. That is 5 consecutive strikeouts by Houston pitching. 2 down here in the 9th. Bring up Logan Morrison, the Mariners' last hope here. 2 outs in the 9th. Lomo 0 for 3. First 2 times up, hit the ball hard. Nothing to show for it. 3rd time up, he struck out. And this will do it right here. He throws him out, and that's your ball game. Mariners lose it by a count of 6-3. They give up a big 5 spot in the 8th, and Houston's now won 4 consecutive games. And guys, Houston's won this series here in Seattle the last 2 years. They're already up 2-0.
Well, the Mariners have had their share of tough losses. This was definitely one of them. Taijuan Walker, he gave you basically what you wanted to see out of him. A nice step forward. The Mariners scoring some runs early against a quality pitcher in McHugh. But the bullpen, Jay, just not able to hold it tonight.
Tough go here for the Mariners, who lose 6-3. Coming up right now, Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines with Brad and Dave.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. So Colin McHugh has now won 10 consecutive decisions for him. And on the offensive side, Taijuan Walker had this club stymied up until the 6th inning. And you look at Jose Altuve, yet to get a hit this series, led the league in hitting last year, had the most hits in the majors last year. 4th inning, bases loaded, and a little ground out here to Miller, a little force out. He's not done though. Bases loaded, 6th inning. Here comes Altuve once again, and this time against Dominic Leone, it's just a simple fly out to center field. So Altuve 0 for 2 with the bases loaded. But in the 8th inning, Val, bases loaded, Altuve comes up once again.
Well, you get down to a situation where you have one of the better hitters in the game of baseball. He won the batting title last year. You give that young man 3 opportunities with the bases loaded. He eventually comes through when it counts late in the ball game. to put the Astros ahead and ahead for good, Brad.
5 spot in the 8th does it. Astros win the game 6-3. They win the series and continue their good play against Seattle right here at Safeco Field. Step forward for Taijuan Walker. We'll hopefully hear from him, hear from the skipper as well, and find out what is going on with the pen and what's happening with the Mariners right now as they lose once again. Stros' 4th straight win. They continue to lead the West. Our postgame show continues, presented by Delta Airlines.